Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Gina and you're watching The Pink Trellis. Today's video is a very special video because I'm going to take you on an entire houseplant tour. So this is probably going to be a fairly long video because yesterday I walked through the whole house, counted up all my houseplants, and I have over 200 houseplants. I can't believe it. I mean, how does that happen? How do I end up with over 200 plants in my house? It doesn't feel like I have that many, but like in this room alone, I have 57, I think I counted, and that does not include my propagations. All right, so we're probably gonna start in this room because my plan is actually to film throughout the day. I want to go to each room when the lighting is at its prettiest. So this room here is my plant room or my office, and this window here is an east-northeast facing window. So my house does not face perfectly north, so this is north in my house. So this is east over here, so this is kind of northeast. Hopefully that makes sense. So the prettiest lighting during the day in this room is in the morning. So we actually have missed the perfect lighting of the day because the sun does shine on my trellis here in the morning, and all of my syngoniums that are sitting here are just brilliantly lit with sunlight, and it's really pretty. But I'm not fast enough, I guess, to get that for you guys. But it's still really pretty right now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so first let me give you a general layout of this room. So it's not a big room, it's actually quite small, but this is what we're working with. And of course we have Nora. Say hi, Nora. What you doing, Nora? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start right here with my IKEA Vitsjo shelf unit. And you can see it's quite full. All right, so I do need to get my chair because I have to climb up here to show you guys the plants. All right, so we have quite a few plants to get through, so I'm probably not going to go into too much detail about each plant. Mostly I'm going to show you the plants, but we'll talk a little bit about some of them. So this right here is a string of hearts. This is just your normal variety, and the interesting thing about this is it's a propagation from a variegated string of hearts. This was a reverted strand. So it's quite long, goes all the way down there, but it's a plant in its own now. Next to that one is the Syngonium lance leaf. And I love Syngoniums. You'll see I have quite a few Syngoniums. I even have these Syngonium prints that I picked up, and this one I got from Etsy. Don't remember what I paid for it, but I don't remember it being very expensive, and it's just gorgeous. Love it. Next to that one we have the Hoya Syngonium, which is adorable. So you're gonna find that in my collection I have a lot of Hoyas and I have a lot of Syngoniums. Those are the main two I collect. Of course there's others, but those are my biggest obsessions. But look how cute those round leaves are. So it's listed as Hoya Syngonium species, what is that? BTAK. So that's what that is. but basically it's just the Hoya Collina. Pretty. Next up we have my Hoya Pachiclata. And another favorite, just love it, those gorgeous leaves. They're kind of round also. They're just so pretty, and look, it's going to be blooming for me soon. And it has really fragrant, beautiful, just gorgeous smelling flowers. It actually smells up the whole room. It's just, I love it. And I actually have two of these. I have another one back here, which is harder to see. And you can see how it's growing. And I think this one is going to be blooming soon too. Well, it has a peduncle back there, but love them. Here we have a string of hearts propagation, which is actually for sale in my store, thepinktrellis.com. And it's gotten really long. So if you're in the market for a really nice variegated string of hearts, look how pretty. You don't want to miss this one. So gorgeous. All right, so back here I have some Echeveria bluebird propagations, little leaf propagations. They're kind of slow growing, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with all of them, if they all succeed. I mean, I can tell some of them aren't going to succeed, but I love Echeveria bluebirds, and you'll see that later. All right, next up is the Hoya cumingiana, and I just love this plant. It's such a wild grower, and I love that about plants. The wilder they grow, the more I love it. Those crazy stems just going everywhere. Super cute. Next up is the Hoya australis. And this one used to be in my dining room, and it tried to die on me with root rot. So I trimmed all the roots off and I stuck it in some water to reroot it, and then finally it's now in my pond mixture, and it's been doing great. It's been like this for probably 3 months, and I didn't lose any of it, so I love this plant. All right, next shelf we have quite a bit to cover. So first is the Hoya serpens, such a cutie. Behind that is the Hoya sigillatus. And these, both of these are just growing in soil, a real chunky soil mix. So next is the Hoya Huschkiliana variegata, also growing in a soil mix, also very pretty. Love that variegation. Just beautiful. This one here is also a Hoya Huschkiliana, but this is the non-variegated version. And I'm not sure if it's the yellow flower or the pink flower. It hasn't flowered for me yet, so, and I don't remember when I purchased it what it said. I'm thinking it's yellow, but I hope it's the yellow, but I'm not sure. And then here we have my Syngonium Wyandii, I think it's called. It starts with a W and it has a Y in it. I think sometimes I try to call it a Wyetii, and I know that's not right, so I'm thinking it's Wyandii, but I'll go ahead and put the name on the screen for you guys. This is one of my favorite Syngoniums, and it is probably one of my hardest. I recently moved it here closer to the humidifier because I was getting yellow leaves, and I'm pretty sure this one needs, you can see some brown tips on the leaves there, so pretty sure this one loves higher humidity. And it was in a terracotta pot, and I recently put it into the ceramic pot so it doesn't dry out as quickly, and I'm hoping that'll make a difference. But so far, the new leaves are looking pretty good. It's so pretty. Just love it. All right, that cork bark sitting there has a Dischidia. I think it's Platyphylla. Doing pretty well. I have been a little bit not as vigilant with my misting of this plant, and I did lose a couple of leaves, like oh sorry, isn't that ugly? Ew. This had 2 leaves. I lost one there, and I lost one here, maybe there also, because my watering has not been great, but trying to get back on track. It's very cute. This next one is a Hoya, and this is the Kanyaku Mariana. And this plant has been such a slow grower for me. I've had this one for maybe 2 years, and I think I have propagated it. So I have cut a little bit on it, but not that much, and it's just so slow growing. But this year, this past summer, it has taken off a little bit, so I'm hopeful for that one. And then next door to that is a Dischidia philippinensis. And this thing, it's got some new leaves coming out on it. It's a really big grower. Here's more of its leaves down here. So it trails pretty far from the actual plant. Very cute. And next up is one of my very favorite plants. This is the Hoya Syngonium, and I just love it. These small leaves, and I just love its growth pattern. It's another one that has crazy wild growth pattern, and I love it. And look at this. It's gonna bloom for me, so that's pretty exciting. These next 2 are very similar to each other, both Dischidias. This one is labeled as Dischidia albida. This one is Dischidia lanceolata. But they are so similar. I mean, this is both plants in my hand, and you can't tell the difference. I think the only way to know the difference is when they flower. But unless the sellers of these plants were incorrect, it should be an albida on the right and a lanceolata on the left. Next plant we have is the Dischidia hirsuta. Such a cutie. Love those little ridges on the leaves and the tiny little leaves themselves that remind me of string of turtles so much. So cute. And then right next door is Dischidia tansuensis, and very cute. More round leaves, which I love the round leaves. The small leafed, round leafed plants. This one I got from Etsy, and it did come with spider mites, unfortunately, which did make their way to other plants. My fault, of course, but I think I have it under control. Still cute, and I still love it. All right, we're on to our 3rd shelf, and I think I need to move a little faster, maybe talk less. This is another Hoya Syngonium. Is it? No, that's not correct. This is a Hoya cumingiana. These Hoyas, all these names are so similar, or very similar. But this is the cumingiana. This was one that got attacked by some spider mites, and you can see that the leaves are damaged, the newer leaves, but again, I think I nipped it in the bud, hopefully. So cute. So this next one is a Syngonium batik, and when it comes to the Syngoniums, I'm not going to say a whole lot about them because I am planning to do a Syngonium collection video where I'll give you more information about them. So I'm basically just going to point them out and kind of move fast through the Syngoniums. So that's the batik. This here is a pink spot. This is my milk confetti. This is a pink freckles, I think it's called. And let's see, over here is a green splash. God, I love that. Look how gorgeous. Just love it. Here we have a Dischidia oeantha, variegated. Gorgeous. Next to that is a Dischidia one stripe. So cute. Look at these stripes. It's adorable. And next to that is the Dischidia vidalii crossed with species Camagen Island. Very similar to the Platyphylla. And some cute little leaves coming in. I thought about putting this one on a cork bark, but it's really difficult to keep up with the watering on the cork bark plants. So this is just going and staying right in this pot. Next to that we have Hoya Syngonium, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's a pretty one. Another small leaf Hoya, which I love the small leaf Hoyas. Here's a propagation of a Hoya rotunda flora. Back here is a propagation of a Hoya rebecca. And up here is another cork bark, and this is the, what is this? Dischidia, I think new something with an M or an N, and I'll put the name on the screen. And this is the variegated version. And then another Dischidia, I think it's an oeantha, but it's just the non-variegated version. All right, we're at the fourth shelf. And thank you for sticking with me if you've stuck with me so far. I know there's a lot to get through. So right here is a Hoya variegata. This plant I've had for over a year, and I've had to chop it because it was giving me the ugliest leaves. And I have struggled with this plant. I just can't figure out how to get these. These are original leaves, and see how pretty and flat and just gorgeous they are. And I keep producing leaves like this. They're kind of cupped and they have spots. So I have no idea what I'm doing wrong, but I'm going to keep trying to figure this one out. All right, so we have some more Syngoniums here. We're going to zip through quickly. This is the Syngonium Three Kings. Not a very good version of it. It was a freebie that came with another plant, so that's why I have better Three Kings than this. Here we have a Syngonium Strawberry Ice. And I've seen more beautiful strawberry ice plants. Hopefully this will turn into something beautiful one day. And then here is my other Three Kings. Kind of hard to get in there, but it's a prettier version. And then that is just some succulent propagations. Next door to those is a bunch of propagations. I propagated these actually with you guys, my Super Splash Mathilde, and that's a new leaf. This I think is a new leaf because these were 2-leaf propagations. Here we have new leaves coming out, and this one I don't think has nothing going for it yet, but hopefully soon. So this plant here, this one, this, and this is really neat because those are Hoyas that I grew from seeds. So in one of my shipments, one of my purchases on Etsy, the seller sent me some seeds as a freebie gift, and I grew these, and that's Lacunosa, Hoya Lacunosa snowcaps. So cool. And then down here we just have some more propagations. I'm not going to go through all of those, but you can see lots of string of hearts, variegated, some Matildes, which I need to get those Matildes on my website, thepinktrellis.com. So yeah, propagations. And that is this entire shelf, and we're only getting started. So here behind this Cumingiana is one of my favorite plants. This is my Syngonium chiapens. And oh my goodness, this is its latest leaf. Oh, just, if you've never seen one of these in person, just, they're so soft and velvety and just gorgeous. And another leaf on the way. I just love this one, and I can't wait for it to just keep growing all the way up. It's gorgeous. So up here in this hanging basket, it's a hanging ceramic basket, is a Hoya retusa, and it's grown quite a bit this summer. And it's very cute. And then down here, which I kind of think of these as similar plants, this is the Hoya linearis. So the linearis and the retusa, for me, are quite similar. Over here, we have a succulent. You can see the name there. Graptopetalum McDougall, I think is the name. And then next to that, in this three-tiered plant stand that sits on the table, is a Hoya Croniana Super Silver. This is a Hoya Rebecca. And this one, I can't remember the name. It's like Silver Dollar or something like that. It's a big long name, sort of. Kind of, I think it starts with an X or something like that. But I'll put the name on the screen. And above the desk is another Syngonium, and this is I believe, the Syngonium Pink Splash. Yeah, that's what it is. I love that pot. And then, moving to the left, we have another Hoya linearis. Oh, so pretty. Love it. In the same ceramic basket. Up here is a Hoya, or not Hoya, Syngonium, and I think it's just like a neon pink. And then another Syngonium here, and that's the Pixie, I forget, yeah, just Pixie. And below those is one of my very favorite Syngoniums, and this one is the Syngonium, what's it called? Angustatum, I believe. And of course I'll put the name on the screen. It's just so pretty. And love the leaf shapes. Just so cool. And it's big. And it's trailing so pretty. And I just love it. And then moving to the left is the final plants in this room on my new pink trellis. If you watched my video last week, you know about it already. But here we have Syngonium aria. Gorgeous with the creamy yellow. Love it. Syngonium Pink Splash. So cute. Syngonium albo. Gorgeous. Syngonium Pink Spot. Here's the newest leaf. Look at that. Look at that giant spot. So pretty. And the Syngonium Tri-Leaf Wonder. And this is its newest leaf, and if you watched my video last week, it wasn't even open yet, and now it is open. And it's large, and it's glossy, and it's gorgeous. And I just can't wait to watch all these grow up this trellis. So this room here is my family room. And basically the only plants I have in this room are these three that you see right here. So this is a southeast. Yeah, this is like a east-southeast facing window. So the sun, this is, let's see, this is like east, this direction. And then south is like over here. So this is basically southeast. So here we have a Pothos, and this is my marble queen in a cute little basket. And she has grown a ton this summer. And I really need to trim her, but I just haven't gotten to it. She's just so pretty. And next to that is the Hoya carnosa compacta, and this is the variegated version in another really cute pot. And then is Syngonium, and I think this is the white butterfly. I think that's what it's called. I picked it up locally, and it was not labeled, so it only said Syngonium. So I'm just guessing that it's a white butterfly. So this next room here is part of my kitchen. This is basically the breakfast area of my kitchen. It's where we eat our breakfast. And I have quite a few plants in this room. So let's just get a basic overview of this space. My breakfast area. Here's my kitchen. No plants in my kitchen. And one plant right here. We'll get to that, but this is the main area right here. And hopefully we will be able to see okay because it is really bright in this room. So this is another southeast facing window. So this is my Hawaiian Pothos. So pretty and growing so much. You can see it trails all the way across here, way to that corner, and it has just grown a ton this summer. And next to that is a Hoya Syngonium. Very cute. I love these green bean leaves, and this also has grown a ton. Goes all the way to the top. Lots of new leaves coming out, and I have seen peduncles on this as well, but it has not flowered yet. Although, what's this here? Oh, that one might flower soon. So on this windowsill, I have quite a few plants that are getting blasted with sun in the morning, and it seems to love it. So this first one here is the Hoya obscura, and I'm hoping to turn this one red with the high or severe sun stressing. It will turn a deep red, but so far I'm just getting yellow, but it's still pretty. And all of these are new leaves this summer. Such a pretty pattern. A gorgeous Hoya. So next to that one is a Dischidia, and this is the Dischidia ovata, I think it's called. It's kind of like the one stripe, only it has more than just one stripe. This one also sun stresses, and you can see here these leaves are kind of red. And it's just loving this spot, and look at all these new leaves on the way. It's very cute. Definitely a favorite Next to that is another Dischidia. This is the Dischidia russifolia, also known as Million Hearts, and this is the variegated version. Then we have variegated String of Hearts and String of Hearts Silver Glory. Very long. And then up here, hanging in a golden planter, is my Pothos, my Manjula Pothos. And this has grown a ton. Let me move over here. It has grown a ton this summer. So pretty. This is probably my favorite Pothos, if I had to pick a favorite. And next to that is a Hoya carnosa compacta, and this is the regular version, no variegation. And I am just patiently waiting for this one to flower. I've had it for so long and I have not gotten flowers. Hopefully soon. So below that, in this cute little vintage rattan basket stand, is an aloe vera, which comes in handy a lot. Actually, this is also, this was a freebie that I was given with the Etsy purchase. It's a different type of aloe. So there's two different types of aloes in this planter, and I love it. Love, love. Next door, here we have a Peperomia Hope. This is a Syngonium Mango Illusion. This is a Syngonium Maria. Here we have my Neon Pothos and another, I think it's silver dollar coin. It's the same plant as the one in my office. This is the mother plant. And next to that, we have my Philodendron Micans and my Pothos Cebu Blue. Both gorgeous plants that I absolutely love. Love the leaves, the colors. They're just gorgeous. And then finally over here on this shelf is kind of a pathetic looking succulent. I don't know what kind it is. It's in this vintage pot, which has no drainage, but I managed to keep it alive even though it has no drainage. But it's cute. I like its crazy growth pattern. It's another one with just crazy growth pattern. And that's it for this room. All right, guys, so here we are in my bedroom. And I have quite a few plants, as you can see, in this room as well. All right, so here is a basic overview of this room. And this here is also southeast facing. So I get really great light in the morning, early afternoon, after like noonish to 1 o'clock, we still get some sun over here. So we have this plant shelf here, this cabinet, and then some hanging plants up here to go through. So I think we'll just go ahead and start with the wall shelf. So right here, this is a Syngonium, and I'm not sure what type it is. I did have a guess. What did I think it was? Oh, I can't think of the name now that I thought it was. But it's very pretty. It's kind of a light green and it has this pink in the leaves. Super cute. Down here, we have quite a few plants. So I went ahead and shut the light off because it's really difficult to see with that light so bright. This is Hoya Viola. Almost forgot what it was, but luckily I have this little name tag right here. I've had this one for quite a long time, and I believe this is a new leaf this summer, and this is a new leaf. I do need to repot this one. I want to put it in a bigger pot, and it's getting like, it's just these stems are getting, they're not happy. They're getting dried up here because they're hitting the top of this shelf, and they just need more space. So next to that is a Hoya Mathilde, which I'm going to be listing in my shop. It's a really pretty, look how large this one is. So that will be going in my shop soon. Next to that is the Hoya Caudata Sumatra. And this plant tried to die on me. And so I cut the roots off and I water rooted it. And then after that I stuck it in pon here, and it's doing so well. This is the newest leaf, and look how huge this leaf is, and gorgeous. Love it. So this one here is my Hoya melliflua, and it's in this tiny little pot, and I know I need to repot this one as well. So that will be soon that I will be doing that. Back here is the propagations I made of my Hoya carrii variegata that I showed you previously, the mother plant. And next shelf. This is a Hoya incrusata albo marginata. And it's so pretty. A little dusty maybe. Huh. But look at the beautiful variegation on the ridges. Love it. And it's given me new leaves as well. And the stem that goes all the way up here. Next to that is this Hoya elliptica, I think it's called. Very cute. This one I've been struggling with. So it came to me in soil, and it got some root rot, so I water rooted it and I stuck it in this pon, and I'm still trying to figure this out because these leaves, they're just so bendy. So I know it's not happy, but I'm hoping eventually it will be happy. This one is more stiff, less bendy. So I don't know, I just have to wait and see. It's just a little bit of a struggle, but super cute. Back behind here is one of my very favorite plants, and this is the Hoya obovata variegata. And it really needs a new pot, and it needs to move out of this shelf because look at this. It has this super long stem. It needs to be put on a trellis, and I need to find a new spot for it. And it's just, it reminds me of like a galaxy. Just love it. And then here we have my Peperomia Pink Lady, this is my comeback kid. This one, it looked terrible, but look at it now. Just gorgeous. All right, moving right along. Here we have Hoya Sunrise. I thought it was gonna bloom for me this summer, but I don't think so. Maybe next year. Here is the Hoya verticillata variegata. Beautiful. I got tons of new growth this summer. Just love it. one of my favorites. And then back here, the Hoya Carmelae. Another small leaf Hoya. I just love the small leaf Hoyas so much. And some Pothos cuttings. Alright, so I turn the light back on so you can see down here I have just some propagations. And again, some of these propagations are what we did together in my How to Propagate Hoyas video. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. We even have a flower here on this Hoya calistophylla. It's actually flowered a few times this summer. All right, moving along. Here we have a golden pothos. Very common and very beautiful. Grown from freebie cuttings. I love it. Up here is my Hoya Rebecca. This is my original, the mother plant, and it's actually bloomed for me twice this summer. We just missed the blooms here, right here. This one just lost its blooms. I love that plant, it's one of my favorites. All right, so up here in hanging baskets, I have two Syngoniums, which I believe are the same type of Syngonium. They're just neon pink. Very pretty, and I love the way it looks in this macrame plant hanger that I made, which I actually have a video showing you how you can make your own. So if you want to check that out. And then this one, it's hard to see, so pretty with the pink. And here is my Hoya pubicalyx, and I believe this is the purple, I forget what they call it, something purple. Very cute. And then my Scindapsus pictus exotica. Very long trailing, very beautiful, one of my very favorites. So down here is a Sansevieria, and this is the moonshine, and it has a new, that's a brand new moonshine plant that it sprouted. Super cute. Here is my gorgeous Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen. Look at that. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Or one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen? Look at those spots. Gosh, it's so pretty. This was my original pink trellis. Try hard to see with the lighting, but before I got my big giant pink trellis, this was the namesake for my channel. That's the OG pink trellis. So here we have my Aschenanthus, or also known as lipstick plant, and this is a curly lipstick plant, and I just love it. I love lipstick plants. I've started kind of collecting them, although I only have 3, but they're just so beautiful. And they bloom, and they have gorgeous blooms, and I think this one is kind of a deep red bloom, like a maroon color, according to this picture here. So can't wait for that to happen. This is my other Aschenanthus lipstick plant, and I believe this one is called the Black Pagoda. And the leaves underneath are just amazing. And sorry for this ugly gnat trap. I think I'm finally getting my gnats under control. So behind the lipstick plant we have the Scindapsus argyrius, another beautiful plant. I'm kind of wanting to collect more Scindapsus plants. Maybe that's something I will do next year. Maybe later this fall. I don't know. We'll see. But I love them. And then next to that is my Hoya Mathilde. So pretty and growing pretty crazy and pretty healthy, and I am super great. Oh, here, a little bit sunburned, but look at that splash, so pretty. All right, guys, I think that is it for this room. And now we have 2 rooms left. All right, so here we are in my dining room. And as you can probably see, I do have quite a few plants in this room as well. All right, so let's get a basic overview of this room. And this window right here, this is a southwest facing window. So this direction here is south. This direction, this way, is west. So this is southwest. And I get beautiful bright light in this room. Oh, starting sometime in the afternoon. I think it's like, I don't even know what time it is right now. It's before noon, I believe. So this room gets much brighter, and I probably should have waited to film this till it gets brighter, but I just kind of want to get through this because there's just so much. I guess we'll go ahead and start right here with my new IKEA cabinet that I set up just a couple of weeks ago, and I have a whole video just about setting it up if you want to check that out. I just absolutely love this cabinet, and it's a little bit loud right now because I do have my fan going, but we're just gonna roll with it. So, starting at the top shelf, here is a Hoya Carnosa Sprinkles. Very pretty and growing all the way up here. Behind there is the Hoya Croniana Super Silver, and that is my mother plant. And you saw previously in my office/plant room, I did have a propagation of it. It's very cute. Back here is the Hoya Patella Pink. And right here we have Hoya Biacensis Splash. And I love, love, love this one. So pretty. And over to the left here is Hoya Kintiana Lori Lynn, which is a super big favorite of mine. I was so excited when I got to add this to my collection. And behind that is a snowbush. And I do not know the scientific name, I just know snowbush. And it's an interesting plant. I think people like to do bonsais with these. And I thought about doing that. I actually purchased it from my local nursery in the bonsai section with a plan to possibly mess with it later on. It's a very thirsty plant. I have to water it like every 3 days, but it's really pretty, and unfortunately it's getting a little too tall for this cabinet, so I probably really should start cutting it. So yeah, I'll get to that eventually. All right, next shelf. Here we have Hoya Engleriana, and this is another one that I love because it has this wild growth pattern. New stem coming up here. It's very cool. And back here is my Hoya Croniana Black, which is a love the coloring on this. It's just gorgeous. There's no other word to accurately describe it other than gorgeous. Moving along here on this super cute candle holder that I picked up at my local Goodwill, and I'm using it to hold plants instead. But we have a sigillatus, very pretty. I think the colors like just kind of match this perfectly. And then we have Hoya rotundiflora, which is getting new leaves and it's just doing really well. And these are both growing in pon. And to the left we have Hoya curtisii, which is so pretty. Love the pattern on it, and this one, I don't know if you can see, but it's like attached itself to the terracotta, which is kind of interesting. Love it. And then here we have Hoya nummularioides, which is not doing a whole lot, but it's fairly new for me, so it's settling itself in. And then finally we have a Hoya Mathilde propagation, which I'm water rooting, and then it's going to go into pon. And this is a highly splashy Mathilde, so love it. Alright, so down to the last shelf in here. I have quite a few Syngoniums, one philodendron. So here is a Syngonium confetti. And then this is Syngonium mojito. It's got a new leaf on the way. Once again, I'm just going to zip through the Syngoniums. This is a Three Kings. I have three Kings, and this is probably my prettiest one. Here is Philodendron Silver Sword, which I found locally, and new leaf popping out. Love it. Absolutely love it. Back here is Syngonium Panda. That's the newest leaf. And here is Syngonium Frosted Heart. Love it. Just look at that. It's just beautiful. And then finally, the Syngonium erythrophyllum. And these have the red underleaf, which is just beautiful. So that, my friends, is my IKEA cabinet in this room. To the right of the cabinet is my ZZ Black Raven, which I love because there's that crazy growth pattern again. Just love the great crazy growth pattern. And speaking of crazy growth pattern, this is my Rhipsalis collection. So with these also, I'm just going to zip through them because I'm planning to do a Rhipsalis collection video, and that's where I'll go into them more thoroughly. But here we're just going to do names. So first up, we have the Rhipsalis ewaldiana. Love, love, love. This craziness. Just love it. This is the Rhipsalis sulcata. This is the Capilliformis. Here you can see some new growth. This one is the Campos Portoana. And this one is the Mesa. Okay, this is a really long name, so I'm just going to put the name on the screen. And then this is the Bassifera. And these are some Bassifera cuttings. Up here is the Paradoxa, the Pilocarpa, the Micrantha. This is my very first Rhipsalis here. I do not know the ID on it. I do have an idea of what the idea, or what the name is. Let's see. Sarascula. So it might be Rhipsalis sarascula. This is what got me hooked on Rhipsalis. And this one is kind of hard to see, so I'm going to take it down so we can look at it. And this is the Pachyptera. Pachyptera? I don't know. And next to that is, I have the name on there, the Platycarpa. We'll bring this one down also. So that is my Rhipsalis collection in this room. And moving right along, very bright over here. This is a Pothos. Now it was sold to me as global green, and every time I do a video and I say this is a global green, someone always corrects me and says, nope. It's not a global green. They're saying it's, I think, emerald pothos. I think that's the name. Isn't it cute? Love it. So whatever it is, global green or emerald, it's a definite favorite. Look how long it is. Love it. All right, moving right along, we have Hoya Chelsea. Now this plant cracks me up because look at this growth pattern. It's like going this way and then it's like, nope, not going that way, coming back this way. And the same as on this side. It just, I don't think it wants bright light, and that's what it gets over here. So it's turning the opposite direction, which is kind of funny. And over here is another Hoya, and this is Bertonier, I believe. And I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but now this one does not mind the light. It is just growing so beautifully, and it likes the sunlight. It is not trying to run away from the sunlight. Love these fuzzy leaves. Very cute. And to the right of that is my Hoya obovata, which had a major growth spurt this summer. But it has not flowered. Still has not flowered for me. What is up, obovata? I don't know. I assume next year maybe she will give me some flowers, hopefully. But such a gorgeous plant. Love it. All right, moving down here, we have Hoya macrophylla, although I think they're not called that anymore. I don't remember what they're called now, but macrophylla elbow marginata is what I bought it as, so that's what I'm going to call it. This one tried to die on me, and finally it is happy, and I got all of these new leaves this summer. So pretty, gorgeous. And next to that one is a big favorite of mine, and this is the Hoya quincunnervia. I can't get over these giant, this is a newer leaf, giant glossy leaves. They're just, it's just absolutely stunning. And this plant, huge growth spurt this summer. It's going all the way up. Oops, sorry about that. Infringing on my obovata, going all the way up, up here. And these are all new leaves here. So, very happy plant. Okay, we're gonna zip on over here to some more Hoyas before we get to my succulents and cactus. So this is Hoya variegata. It's very pretty. It's a newer leaf, and I love that pink. And then Hoya calistophylla, which has bloomed for me quite a few times this summer. And it looks like it's gonna do it again. So, and gave me some new leaves as well. Oh, and it's bloomed here as well. So, it's a happy plant. All right, so the rest of these are my succulents and cactus. I'm not going to go through every single one of them because there's so many of them. I'll just point out a few of my favorites, like the bear paw, which is the variegated version of the bear paw. I'd grab it out of there, but one-handed it might be a little dicey getting it out of there. And let's see, this is my new booby cactus, boobies. And my euphorbia, white ghost. Here's a Echeveria bluebird. And I have another one right here. Love them. And these are Echeveria bluebird babies. And then I love this pachyphytum right here. It's just gorgeous. Very, very pretty. This Crassula Tom Thumb variegated. Love it. And I think that's pretty much all I'm going to point out. So I think that's it for this room. So let's back out here. And that is my dining room. All right, you guys, we did it. This is the final room to go through. This is probably my favorite room in the house. I just love it. And let's get to it. All right, first things first, a basic overview of the room. I have my saltwater aquarium right here and my little clownfish. And I've already started doing a little bit of fall decorating. Have you guys done any yet? I also have a little pumpkin over here. Fall is my favorite season, and I know it's not even October yet, but I could not resist putting a few things out. All right, first stop. This here is my Dischidia russifolia, Million Hearts, variegated. So pretty. I've had this one such a long time, and it's just done so well for me, and I just love it. So moving over here, I have my big ZZ plant. Love the wildness of the ZZ. It's very cute. All right, I have some hanging baskets over here. So at the top is a Pothos. Which one is this one? Pearls and Jade. Pretty sure it's Pearls and Jade, and it trails all the way down, around, and coming back up. So in this pink pot is a bare stem. It used to have leaves on it right here. Bare stem, comes up, up here, and we turn into a beautiful trifasciata, Passiflora trifasciata. And hopefully I'm saying that correctly. The bare stem, I believe, happened because it just didn't get enough light over here. So I kind of train this Pothos to kind of cover over that so it doesn't look ridiculous. And you can't even tell that there's been a bare stem there. Let's get a closer look here. They're so pretty. So one thing about this plant is it flowers and it gets fruit, but then it drips. So I do get some drips on the window and down here. Oh, say hi, Nikki. So I love how this one is growing. My plan is to get it to go all the way over here, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But it looks cool. All right, so right here is a Snow Queen Pothos, which had a huge growth spurt this summer. It's all the way almost to the floor. So pretty. And I don't want to cut it. Eventually I'm going to need to cut it. But it's a gorgeous plant. And then next to that is my other Aschenanthus or lipstick plant, and this is the Thai pink. And it has not bloomed for me yet, and I can't wait to see those blooms. I just can't wait. Hopefully next summer. Pretty. And this monster here is my Hoya Syngonium, non-variegated. It's just your standard Syngonium. I have no issues with leaves on this one, not like my variegated version. This thing is just, now these stems are really thick, and I'm waiting for it to get longer before I try bending it, because I just know they'll snap if I try now. So it's just gonna have to continue growing like a crazy plant. I bump it all the time. It's cool. And moving along, we have my ponytail palm in this cute macrame plant hanger. I love the combination of those two. It just looks so cute. And then here we have my Hoya carnosa compacta, variegata. And this one is doing the same thing that my Hoya Chelsea is doing, where it's doing that abrupt turn, growing this way, and then like, nope, going back this way, which is really interesting. And down here, I just have some cat grass because my cat likes to chew on the ponytail palm, and since I put this here, she leaves it alone. Or she leaves the ponytail palm alone. She goes to town on this. And then here is my succulent. This is a donkey tail, and this was grown from single leaves. And I love it. So pretty. The coloring, just really love it. Here I have another ZZ Raven. Very cute. And the shelf. This is a pickle plant that has grown tremendously this summer. Can't get over how much growth I have on that. Here is a string of buttons, succulent. And then this, I think, is called an elephant bush. I think, pretty sure. So down here we have a Croniana Splash. Very cute. Reminds me of Rapunzel with these two strands coming down like hair. Cute. And then this is a no ID cactus. Not sure what kind it is. I picked it up at an estate sale, mostly because I like the pot, but I kind of fell in love with the cactus as well. And then last but not least, guys, it's another Sansevieria, and this is Moonshine as well. It's so pretty. Whew, we did it. We got through it. And my cat just keeps talking at me because I don't think I paid enough attention to him during this whole plant tour. So my plan with houseplant tours is to do 2 a year. So I'm planning to do 1 like this time of year. So by the time this comes out, we'll be in September. And then the next one will be in like March. So every 6 months, we'll do a houseplant tour so you can see how things have grown through the summer growth season and then how they fared through the winter. Kind of nervous about that. Always get nervous about winter. So I think that schedule should work out really well for me. So I guess that's it. It was a lot, but we're done. And I really hope you enjoyed watching my houseplant tour. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet, because it would really, really help my channel to grow. And those of you who like and comment and subscribe, I can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.